Drinking Raleigh D and Dr. Pepper.
What's the point of making songs? Only some will sing along.
It is a phenomenal song. You absolutely killed it. You were caught in the moment. Did you see that picture of you singing it? It was great.
On stage.
I apologize, but I want to say you were at the back of the trailer singing it. So, like, I feel bad. I was in front of you for the shot. Yeah. I was standing right in front of you.
I saw a couple good shots where we were like...
But I feel bad because I was right in front of you.
On Tap and the Sticks. Let's rewind just about 3 weeks.
We're going to go back to that.
On Tap and the Sticks.
I could talk about it
We're
every
on
day.
stage. We're throwing out merch. The crowd is going absolutely bananas for us.
So
DPK, us, and Luke on stage. Luke with a weed sprayer with God knows what concoction.
I don't know what it was, but it was delicious. I took about 4 mouthfuls. They were just ripping it down my esophagus. My uvula was just like, and like just rushing down. And it was like the greatest feeling of my life. It's on camera.
Unreal.
Yeah, unreal.
I miss it.
But
Let's go
speaking
back.
of On Tap and merch, On Tap and the Sticks and merch, I'm actually wearing the On Tap.
Oh, you
and the
are?
Sticks, first annual merch right here.
Oh, that's so sick.
Looking sexy.
Hey, shout out Bodie.
Which is incredible because we have Bodie on, the designer for the flyer. If you've seen the Halloween and the Sticks flyer.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Yes. And this front patch of this On Tap and the Sticks first annual sweatshirt and t-shirt is incredible. I love this graphic. You kill it every time. Hands down. You're killing it. It's amazing.
Unreal. It was phenomenal. Bodie made it great.
So
here's what we're going to get into today. The meat and potatoes of today's episode is actually, we're going to bring it back. We had a lot of requests to go back to the conspiracy angles, right? Mm-hmm. And this Operation Highjump has been mentioned multiple times.
So,
Tyler, can you explain to us just a general basis?
You want me to start here?
Of what Operation Highjump is.
Okay. Well, at the beginning, I want to start off by just saying, welcome back to another episode of On Tap with the Boys. And today we have Bodie from Renegade Builders, our merch designer, Sam, Cody, Tyler. And yes, Operation Highjump. Was a operation in 1947 to go down to Antarctica right after the treaties were signed for surrender from the Nazis in World War II. They were told that there was a secret Nazi base down in Antarctica. So Admiral Richard E. Byrd was sent down to Antarctica in 1947 with 4,700 troops, 13 boats, and 33 aircraft on there to go down.
It was like 4,700 guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
4,700 troops, 33 aircraft, and 13 boats.
So I actually have the exact...
You have the numbers.
I have the exact amount of what...
Yeah, because I told you earlier today, I've been listening to a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff in my bank, but I did not write anything down. And you know I'm not the fact check guy.
Yeah.
So you got the facts.
So
Operation
Highjump.
Why did you put it on me then? He's the guy that's got it.
I don't know. Are you freaking out right
Operation Highjump, which is to this date the largest Antarctica mission we've ever had. Mm-hmm. He was supported by 13 Navy ships, 6 helicopters, 6 flying boats, 2 seaplane tenders, and 15 other aircraft. There was roughly 40,000 people, there was roughly 4,000 people involved.
Incredible.
See,
massive.
In my research, it was 4,700, but yeah, that stands up. That holds in
Either
court.
way, that's a shit load.
That's a lot. That's a lot of freaking
Especially
guys.
for Antarctica. Like, they must have been expecting something.
That is an army.
On the basis of,
That's an army.
we think that after World War II, the Nazis retreated to Antarctica, we're going to go bust them up.
Well,
that's the whole basis of this thing, or
No,
what?
it's not the whole basis of the Nazis retreated to Antarctica. It is the Nazis expanded and built a base in Antarctica for some reason. I think it was in 1942.
It was
right before World War II.
before they invaded Poland.
Yeah, they sent down a group to create a new a colony. They staked land called New Schwabenland.
New Schwabenland.
New Schwabenland.
Yes.
Well, New Schwabenland is actually how it is. A lot of people. Well, yeah, you got to say it with German accent. But yeah,
New Schwabenland.
yeah,
exactly.
They have a great
Strudel.
yeah. So they went down and they were saying it was all for the purpose of
Whaling.
getting whaling
Yep.
whaling
For the war effort.
to protect their oil ships or some shit. Their
Yeah,
whaling
it's like
ships?
for like fat, like the fat off whales. They
Yeah.
pass it off as like
That's how they make differential
burn it for
fluid in
cans.
trucks.
make lederhosen out of it.
Differential fluid is whale
Truck
fat.
yeah, differential fluid.
Still, they still do that. Or
Probably,
There's actually a
probably
lot
if
of-
you get the really real shit, I guess. But
A lot of auto parts. I got a vegan buddy. He's like not a douchey vegan. Like he's actually pretty cool about it. But
except for
There is a difference, bro.
there is a
yeah,
difference.
he's just like I just don't dig it. Okay, cool. But
So
he
he's one of those vegans that won't tell you
he
about
does. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he does. He's like it's actually a lot of research. Like you'd be surprised how many like car parts, especially that was a big one. Like
Really?
like yeah, like rubber boots and synthetic stuff like that. A lot
damn,
of animal.
talk
products.
about being like a. That would separate you from the vegan to the extreme vegan when you go into
Exactly.
O'Reilly's and say, "Is this animal safe?"
right. And he
That's
has
so true,
Sir,
bro.
this isn't a radiator boot. Yeah, but is it animal safe?
for so much research go into that just for something you know. Like
but that's dedication.
Exactly.
That's also what separates the real vegans to just a.
To the pussies.
Oh,
You said it, not me.
I
dog.
said it. I
You
stand
you said
behind it.
Yes. So dialing back, New Schwablin down in Nazi Antarctica, and so Richard E. Byrd was chosen for this endeavor.
Yeah.
Why was he chosen?
Okay.
I think that's a big part of this as well. So he was the first person to ever have a solo flight, other than with his radio man, over the North Pole and the South Pole.
1927, he flew over the North Pole.
Yep.
1927.
Actually, I have 1926.
Okay, sorry.
So I actually
That's why he's got the shit written down.
I
I'm
would
sorry.
like so. Operation Highjump was something that the people knew about. They actually made a documentary about it right when they got back. It won awards. But Operation Highjump that the government told you about is not necessarily what happened. And the whole reason that this is even a conspiracy is because of his private diary
Yes.
that was found years later.
Was it in like 2018 or
It was something like that.
it
And
was
so
actually
I just
published by his like grandkid.
yes.
okay?
So just to give you guys an idea of who Admiral Richard E. Byrd is, I just have a little timeline of his accomplishments.
Yes, absolutely.
So Admiral Robert E. Byrd, he started out his career World War I. He oversaw the mobilization of the Rhode Island Naval Militia.
All
So
right.
that was his
let's,
come up.
Let's cheers to the Rhode
hand me
Island
the
Naval
honey
Militia.
whiskey. Hand me the honey whiskey.
I'm gonna go with some
You going
some-
with the apple
some
pie
moonshine.
moonshine? Brought to you by.
True North Heating and Air.
Better hit them up. It's getting cold right now in Minnesota.
Get your heaters rolling with True North Heating and Air, and we're gonna get our heaters rolling in a cheers to the Rhode Island Militia
Cheers, Rhode Island
with this
militia.
Boy Bird.
apple pie moonshine. Okay, so continue.
So he started his career out in World War I. And then in 1926, he made his North Pole flight, which was the first flight over the North Pole
Ever.
ever.
Damn.
Then in
Other than
1928
Santa.
to 1930, he made a small expedition to Antarctica. 1934, he made a second trip where he spent 5 winter months by himself. And he actually almost died because he didn't ventilate his stove well enough.
Oh, really?
So he
Guys
was there
hotboxing the
by
rig.
yeah, literally, bro. He was there by himself. He almost died from the ventilation.
In
People
what?
came to check on him
Ventilation and what?
In his
in
tent.
his tent, his shack, whatever he was living in.
It's
at the
called
time.
a yurt.
People-
Okay.
So
Good
like
call.
carbon monoxide or
Imagine,
what?
that, imagine that's how you went after surviving
And
all that.
5 months in Antarctica by yourself.
The last
So people came to check on him, took
So
him
he
home.
lived in Antarctica for 5 months
5
already.
winter months,
That's
not even just
insane.
regular months.
Damn.
So then he goes after that. He goes on a third expedition where he went to study geology, biology, meteorology, and exploration. And this was a big deal because before they'd gone there just to look it out, but this was before Operation Highjump. This was a huge deal for him to go there and to study these things. So then World War II comes around. He serves as he is in active duty as a senior officer where he won his Medal of Honor. So then he goes Operation Highjump in 1947, which was the largest Antarctica mission. 1956, he goes for Operation Deep Freeze, which was his last trip to
He
Antarctica.
likes cold shit, dude. Big cold guy.
And
He's
in
a huge
Operation
cold guy.
Deep Freeze, that's where they set up permanent camps.
Okay.
So that was a big deal in itself, too. So just to give you an idea of some of the medals that...
So he's well decorated when it comes to going to the polls.
Oh, wait till you hear this. So this is this is just a few of his medals he's won. So this is just to build credibility for Admiral Byrd. He's won Medal of Honor, a Navy Cross, Navy Distinguished Service Medal, Legion of Merit, Distinguished Flying Cross, Navy Commendation Medal, Silver Life Saving Medal, Antarctica Expedition Medal, Mexican Service Medal, World War I Victory Medal, Asian Pacific Medal, and honestly, I got sick of writing them down
Bro,
at that point.
This guy's a goddamn walking scrapyard. Just ripping around 10 cents a pound. This guy's worth a penny. Unreal, dude. Unreal.
This is the biggest thing for me about this entire conspiracy is Admiral Robert Byrd he wasn't a fucking pussy.
He wasn't no slouch.
It's not like he was just some random dude that discovered this out in a state forest. You know?
This dude has serious credibility.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but was he not at the time the youngest person promoted to admiral?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
So,
Youngest person at the time in the U.S. Navy to ever be promoted to admiral.
Yeah. So good guy.
So he's legit. It's not like he's random or he was a rookie or he felt like making it up. Like he's a highly decorated officer in our history.
He was the right guy picked for the job.
So he was the person picked to lead Operation Highjump, then, correct? So now, what did he do? He led all these people to Antarctica, and then what?
So there was this news that the Nazis had a base on Antarctica. So we collected a lot of troops. Probably a lot of people would say an overabundance of troops to go down to Antarctica and to eradicate this base, make sure that the Nazi regime was done, officially done.
So for those of you that don't know, the huge rumor around the end of World War II also was that like the Nazis had found underground caves essentially in icebergs basically in Antarctica, and they were building bases like in the ice and whatever. Like this was big rumors
And
around
like
World War II.
Antarctica, like in itself is a continent. Like it's fucking huge.
It's extremely
massive.
Like and it does hold like a strategic when it comes to like, you know, placing bases. Like it does have like a big strategic like advantage. If
from
you-
Except for being
standpoint of
cold as
how close it is.
It
to
makes
essentially
sense that you
everywhere.
would want it.
yeah, because it's it's bigger than the U.S.
I
dude.
think it holds
Like,
70% of the world's
fresh water.
fresh water.
And then there's not only is it like just ice, like, you know, your first thought is just like, well, you know, it's a big fucking chunk of ice. But there's like mountain ranges, there's active volcanoes.
Pyramids.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Really? Pyramids?
I'm a
out there?
big Antarctica guy. I touched on it
me
in the
too.
pyramid episode. Antarctica is such a mysterious place. I feel like it's extremely unknown what is down there.
And
I don't remember what it is. Do you know the GM built a vehicle probably back in like the 50s or something to explore Antarctica? It had like massive wheels and shit. It was supposed to
They
like
brought some sleds down there, bro.
no, dude, this thing was huge. It was literally a town on wheels where it was supposed to go across all of Antarctica and they're supposed to live in it, and it failed like the first week
Miserably.
Yeah, failed miserably. But Antarctica is incredible. Yeah,
And it's like
but the cool part about Antarctica, a little fun fact, is that it's actually a desert. Mm-hmm. It has not seen precipitation in an extremely long time. Very long
Really?
time.
I did
Yes.
not know that fact.
Yeah,
the
so
largest
it's all
desert in the world, actually.
yeah, just because of the fact that it does not receive any annual
Yeah.
precipitation. It is
That's
as cold as fuck,
crazy, bro.
and that's just how it is. They don't get new
There's
snow.
no snow. There's no rain. There's nothing.
No,
Damn.
no.
Just really
That's
windy.
wild. Super windy, and it can get down to like temperatures of negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
But what's also crazy is because it's colder in Minnesota sometimes than it is down in Antarctica.
Really?
Yeah, I know that was always the thing. We'd be out in North Dakota. We went to
Yeah.
college in Grand Forks, and it'd be negative 40. And people would say, Antarctica, it's negative 20 right now. It's colder in Grand
Right,
Forks.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It gets colder here sometimes than down there.
Damn.
It's wild.
So it's actually not. I mean, when I
It's
think
cold
of
as fuck.
Antarctica,
We just
yeah,
get rid of
yeah.
cold.
But
Yeah,
when I think of Antarctica, like as a kid learning about it, we just don't hear anything about it. We just
No.
know
You
it's
just think
cold
of
because
the
snow.
penguins.
That's it.
'Cause
I
we don't know
I
anything.
think
Exactly.
just like it's flat and it's cold, and that's it.
No, it's mountains and a lot of icebergs.
And if you break it down, like dude, like Pangea, it all used to be one continent. You know,
And everything used to be in a different spot.
and like Antarctica, there is land. There is actual like like I said, mountain ranges, dude. Like, and it isn't too far fetched to think of like, dude, like okay, if there was land, there's probably shit that lived on it. And
Yeah,
then
at
it's
one
like,
point.
and it's like, but we've never fucking dug into it.
Right. So Admiral Byrd
That was the whole
brings
point of it.
4,700 motherfuckers down to Antarctica.
Strapped.
So did you guys
Strapped.
listen or read any of his journal at all?
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
Bodhi
some
did.
So
of
do
it.
you understand
Wild
what
shit.
happened the day that he even saw the aliens or Nazi aliens?
Get into it right
Because
now.
it is fucking crazy.
So that's the whole
Freaking
thing.
incredible.
They get there and give us a timeline breakdown of what happens right when they get there.
One disclaimer I want to throw out there, though. The journal entries, like the ones we're talking about, it actually was for the North Pole.
Really?
Oh, you talking the North Pole of the yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm talking about when he actually
Meets.
so from what I understand, what I read is he was
Dude, we
so
should
he
pull
keeps
it
his
up.
journal and he keeps the time throughout it all.
Yeah, 0900.
Yep. So he's going on a flight and he's just everything's going good. There's a small oil leak, he's just putting down what's going on. All of a sudden his journal entries start going crazy. He says, "We're going over a land I've never seen before. I'm not sure what's going on."
He describes like grass,
Yeah.
and like actual land.
Flowing
And
streams.
it's from what I understand, shit was just going crazy. And then he says there's two aircrafts that are circular in shape,
saucers.
that saucers that come up next to him with some kind of swastika on the side of it. And he's in his plane, and all of a sudden he gets a radio transmission through his radio in English that basically says, "Welcome, Admiral Byrd. We are here for you. You are in safe hands. We've been waiting for your arrival."
Holy shit.
And
This was a journal over the North Pole.
and so
This
he's
was over
writing
the
all
North
this.
Pole.
He has no control on his ship. He's completely to the power of what is controlling him.
They're flying side by side them, and he describes them as disc shaped
And so from what I understand,
with swastika decals.
Jesus.
he gets into their base or whatnot, or he's in communication with them, and they told him that they became aware of our existence when the nuclear bombs went off in World War II. That's what the aliens told Admiral Byrd in his journal.
Well, I'm a huge conspiracy. I don't know about I would say huge, but I really enjoy the stories of aliens and everything. And there was a massive spike of alien sightings and everything after the nukes. That's when
It makes
shit
sense,
went
bro.
wild.
There's
when the
even
nukes came.
reports from like Russian bases, like all around the world, like at nuclear facilities, like in Russian bases, where shit would land, like right in front of them practically.
Rendlesham Forest.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure the Rendlesham Forest is over in Europe, and that was huge hotspot of alien activity.
Yep.
So from what I understand, there's like this other kind of smaller conspiracy off of that, is that essentially the reason why the general public doesn't know about it is because like the president at the time, who would have been Eisenhower,
yeah.
essentially met with these aliens and made a deal with them that they couldn't abduct anyone to do any testing unless it was in certain parts of the world.
That's
And
the whole theory,
And in the
yeah.
United States, it was like only national.
And that's where the
forest.
411.
forest.
That's where the 411
Right.
comes in.
Right. Yeah. So what is the 411 again?
So there has been 411 people taken, which are conspired to be by UFOs. They have all been in state forests, and they are all some sort of German descent.
And I do want to touch on the fact that UFO stands for unidentified flying object.
They're
We are
UAPs
not
now.
flying phenomenon.
That's true.
Yeah, they changed the label.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
UAF.
I believe
UAP.
UAP.
Yep.
Yeah. So
UAP.
yeah.
Oh shit! It's
Just a
spelled
little
different.
rebrand.
Yeah, so I just want to touch on that we're not saying it's directly aliens. It's just unidentified objects. Just it goes back to
It's random. They don't know.
Well, we're not saying directly that it's aliens, but in an indirectly way we are.
I mean, that's a literal definition of it. It's unexplained.
Yes, unexplained, something you don't know.
And it's like all the hype recently too. Like what was it, a couple years ago, where the Pentagon came out with the footage of the was it David Fravor?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, and like
He was on Rogan.
yep. There's actually Jeremy Corbell.
Yep. He did a movie about him.
Yep. Really good documentary.
I did not see the documentary.
Oh, dude. What was I forget the name of it. But yeah, like the Pentagon releases that, and then not too long ago, like fairly recently, like within this year, I believe, is they're changing the rules on like, because like for years and years, like Navy pilots, like that's the thing among Navy pilots especially, is that they like see these things all the fucking time.
all the time.
And then it's just like, just one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, we don't know what the fuck they are. But now, like within I think it was 2016, that Fravor video came out, something like that. And they're getting more bold, like they're flying alongside like their crafts and shit now. And now they're changing the structure on, if you see it, you're like encouraged to report it, like to the chain of command. Whereas before, like
Swipe.
sometimes they make you sign like an NDA, or it was just kind of like a thing you just
They
kinda
kept that shit on wraps.
keep
Sweep
it
it
to
under the
yourself.
rug.
Yeah. So it's like actually like there's some sort of legitimacy to it now. And like even other countries like China sees it, Russia sees it, all the other world powers, like they're seeing the same stuff, and they
Describing
like,
it the same way, but in different kind of formatting.
Yeah, and it's like as our our radar systems, like military wise, like I think it was like right in 2016, I believe, that like they upped their radar systems to now there's more data pointing to it. Whereas before it was just like, word of mouth. Like, yeah, I saw the weird thing or whatever. It's like, okay, but now there's actually like, we have better graphs, better tech, and we can actually document it that there is something there and there is footage to line up with it. So it's like in this one event, there's like 3-4 data points that can prove that it was a real thing.
Dang.
Which is wild. And it's like we just updated our tech.
And this is all shit that's like not
It's so scrutinized.
mainstream media. Like it's all just. I feel like it's just swept under the rug.
But
like
even now,
we're blinded by. There's so much of the shit coming out now, but nobody's even talking about it. But
well, dude, that's the thing. It is now. Like it's going
been made
more that
taboo
way.
a little bit,
Right. I think they're
It's
just
like,
trying to
don't talk like you're stupid. You're crazy.
well, I can already tell. What do you think the percentage of our normal listeners? They'll be like, "Damn, these guys just went off the handle. Like they're going crazy."
I don't think very many, honestly,
Dude,
because
I
I think
don't
it's
even
normal
care.
now. It's way more normal now.
I had my aunt message me about the last episode, and I think for sure she's gonna be like, "Man, these kids are losing."
the pyramid one.
Dude, I thought that was pretty normal.
No, the Rush City one. She wasn't a huge fan.
Oh, what did she say? Give a little bit. Of a
She
peek behind the
said,
curtain.
"I listen to the podcast to hear about things going on around the world that amazes me, not things locally."
Tyler's aunt is racist.
Yeah, they had to bring a Jew on the
I did
cat
not
on
say
the
that.
episode.
I
for the
did
next
not
one.
say that. I did not say that. Okay.
So, okay, wait.
but we're giving her
please.
things that are not local this week.
Guys, so, Tyler, so we kind of broke it down to where they were sucked in by whatever this UFO is.
Well, that was in the North Pole. We're going to go upon that.
This was prior to Operation Highjump.
So
Yes.
my fucking shit's
Those
fucked.
journal entries were from the North Pole.
That was pre-World
Yes.
War II.
It was.
So then what?
This was
did
part of
they
the reason
find
why he
on
was brought in.
Operation High Jump.
So on Operation Highjump, well, I just want to go back to the New Schwabland. They said they went down there for weather circumstances and stuff, and like to gather information. But like the way Hitler was and what they did, they they were not about just gathering scientific weather data.
Right.
Like they
knew something was
had-
there.
They're go study some penguins down here.
Yeah,
Don't
they
mind
had a
us.
lot of underlying things to do and stuff. So when they went down there, there's reports that when they got close, they sent out airplanes to go search the land and stuff and find things. And there was reports of UFOs coming out of the water, which would change to USO, unidentified submersible object, I think. But they came out, and then they came up, and they went into a firefight. And there's actually reports that they sunk one of the ships, and they took some men down with them as well.
So that is one thing that I wanted to say is, so Operation Highjump was supposed to be a 5 to 8 year expedition, from what I understand.
Right.
And it actually got cut extremely short.
What was it, 2 months?
5 months, I think.
Or sorry, 5 to 8 months. To reiterate,
I was gonna say that's why I was mouthing to you. I said months.
5 to
I'm
8
pretty
months.
sure it's 5 to 8 months,
So,
not years.
I
But
tried to
I
give
know
you
you're
that.
the ones with people. You're the one with
it
stuff
actually
written down.
it got cut very short.
yes.
And so I wrote it down. So there are
They got scared.
80 people died on this expedition with no explanation.
Yeah.
0. And then not only no explanation, but there's been people recently within the last 20 years that have been like, hey, we know that these 80 people have died. Let us go down there, get their remains, give these families what they deserve, a proper burial for their family who just didn't come back.
Closure.
And they're just like, no,
Yeah.
you cannot.
Well, I've talked about it before. Antarctica, if you go down there, it is illegal to go to Antarctica. And if you step foot on Antarctica, you get punished by your country decides what you get punished by. And in America, if you go down there, I think it's $14,000 fine and 5 years in prison.
Unless you get the proper, like...
Yes, you have to have permits and okay by the government to go there, or else you are not allowed to go there, not allowed to step foot. So, and that's all of the countries. So, like all of the countries in the world have they have decided that Antarctica is for research, and you do not go down there unless if you're okayed to go there. Nobody else is allowed to go there. So, it's just wild that everybody has came to terms that you don't go there.
And just
all the
agreed,
countries.
like, yeah, you just can't be
Well,
there.
'cause
Like,
they
no
can
one's taking it over. It just is there.
Also, though, during, I want to say that it was like after World War II, like all these countries signed that. They made a treaty and signed it. But in the
Coincidentally,
meantime-
right after this.
in the meantime, the U.S. was down there. Britain was down there. Fucking Germany was down. Like, they were all still dabbling in little pieces, you know? Like, let's check it out.
Did we piss him off or what happened?
I don't know. He just left. Sam's gone.
Sam just got up and left.
Sam's
I'm
out.
scared.
I'm guessing he wanted a bathroom break. But, okay, so now run me through the timeline after this. They get there.
So they
all of a
got
sudden,
there.
now they're cut short.
UFOs.
How short were they cut?
No.
They were supposed to be there 5 to 8 months. They were there how long?
I don't know exactly. I thought he was going to tell us, but
I think it was 2 months.
maybe I cut him off. I feel bad.
I think it was 2 months.
Okay.
So they were cut super short. So like, obviously something happened. Like, you don't bring 4,700 guys.
No.
Roughly 4,000. You don't bring roughly 4,000 guys down there just for them to turn around at less than half the length of time you thought you were going to be there without something drastic happening.
No.
And not let other people go down to bring remains back. Like, if it was something natural disaster, if it was a fall down a mountain, if it was something
would
of that
report
sort,
that.
they'd be like, you know what? Yeah, it happened this way, and this is how we're going to get the remains back, or at least let other people go get them. But no, they're just like, nope, you cannot go out there, and we're not going to tell you why.
And in 2 months, 80 people, that's a lot of accidents, you know?
A lot.
So it was 2 months only that they were there?
Yeah, 2 months.
So what was these UFOs came out of the water and they started attacking dogfights, sunk a ship, and then they came over the radios, reportedly in a German accent.
No, this is back at the North Pole. This is
No, this is South
all
Pole.
this.
This
Oh,
is
this
South
is
Pole.
South Pole. Okay.
Yes, they came up, they got in a firefight, they sunk the ships. That's where reportedly these people died.
This is
a
during
conspiracy.
Operation Highjump.
During Operation Highjump, they sunk a ship, and then they came over the radio in a German accent saying, "You don't fire, we don't fire." And they stopped shooting at each other and stuff, and they just decided to get the fuck out of there.
I wonder if there's like were there any like ships that got hit but not sunk? Like, I wonder what kind of weapons they had.
So there was actually a ship, and I don't remember Wexler. It was the name of a ship that was supposedly sunk at the place in Antarctica where they were at. And then later on, they have documentation of that ship not actually being sunk there. They have a document. I'll have to do more research on that, obviously. There was something about a ship being sunk in Antarctica that there is record of it being sunk in Antarctica somewhere. I don't know if it was maybe in the Journal of Bird or not, but then there's real documentation by the government saying that this ship was actually sunk. It was like 6 years later by Europe. So some people think that it may have been like a cover-up from the operation, or why the reasoning why it sank and where it sank.
Yeah,
because of
hidden
the
cover-up.
reason why it actually sank.
And that's like that's a slick move on their part to kind of like wait. And then, 6 years pass, no one gives a fuck.
But that's kind of
Especially when there's no social media or anything to post about it.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. 6 years pre-social media was an extremely long time.
so easy to sweep things under the rug. Back then.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
Because
they
back
didn't even
then,
have TV back then.
basically your only way of everyone finding out was newspapers.
Yeah, the radio now.
That was it. And radio. Newspaper and radio. As long as newspaper and radio didn't figure it out, like,
You
you
were
were
solid.
golden. You were golden. And that, I feel like that's pretty
It was such
damn
a
easy.
controlled source of information. It was like on lock, and
Yeah.
nothing got out unless it was like carefully crafted.
Right.
The true years of propaganda, where all of your people believe exactly what you tell them, because they have
That's
no
right.
reason to know anything else.
Well, and that's another part of this too. The other side of this that makes it almost not true is that this was a lot of Russian propaganda, a lot of
Yeah.
anti-Russian propaganda at this same time frame
Right around
because
the
of
Cold
World
War.
War II.
But after the Cold War, when when Soviet Russia was resolved, the KGB was forced to classified information that they had at the time in 1991. They declassified their files, and Operation Highjump was under their files as well, and was released to the public with their standing as well, which kind of backs it up, coming from the KGB instead of the American military.
Right.
It's just-
But
it's-
I mean, that's the
yeah.
thing, though. I mean, at the end of the day, if it was something that was like history altering in a negative way, or someone perceived it as a negative way that it's history altering,
they cover it.
would they even allow it to be released? I mean, I find it hard to believe that these people would just be like, all right, yeah, I guess we have to tell you exactly how it happened.
What would they
You
have
know what
to
I mean?
gain
Like,
from it?
like
Yeah,
we don't
no,
know
good
the
point.
difference. Like, if they're knowingly going to be like, this will change the course of history in what they perceive as a negative way, what is their incentive to actually release that? You know, if they think they're doing their country or the world a service by not telling it how it is, then why would they?
Well, that's why it's coming. It's really coming out lately, right now, because if you think about it, in 1947, 4,700 people, 4,600, roughly 4,000 people went down there. If you think the military at the time, 18, let's just say they were born in 1930, these people would be 90 years old right now. So these people, they are passing that went on this mission, and they're kind of coming out like they were sworn under secrecy.
Right.
But now they're
Now they're like, all right, I got
They're like,
nothing
hey,
to lose.
That's exactly
Yes.
what Bird mentions in his journal. Because
Yeah.
in the journal, when he talks about the North Pole adventure, that's when he meets like the UFOs or whatever. And it like has his entries in, and then he actually went back in his journal like right around the time he was like gonna die, and he writes in there like, this was kept under wraps. I was told that to keep this a secret, and he considered himself like a loyal lifer.
He
for the
served his
military.
country.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
Shit,
So
it's so crazy.
so he
bro.
was so sold on that like he was doing his country a service by keeping it under wraps.
And back then, people had such a devotion to their country and protecting their country,
Especially around World
that
War
It is
II,
not
dude.
far fetched that these people would keep
well,
their mouths
and
closed.
let's not forget about the fact that even in the 40s, people didn't have access to all the information they have today. So people, I mean, this is a hot opinion, but people were a little more simple-minded unless you were willing to read book after book,
Right.
you didn't know shit.
Like, you weren't forced to know anything.
And people, because of how big religion was, nobody wanted to go against
Go
the
outside
church.
those
Because if you
borders, yeah.
believed in UFOs, then that was
against the
against the
church.
Catholic religion. Pretty much every religion. It was against it. So people weren't for UFOs or aliens. Like, nope, not real. Evolution, not real. Nope.
So
it was all God.
Let's bring it back to the journal. Now, like, what else was in the journal? So he gets essentially captured by these UFOs, brought to where? Like, what happens after that? Timeline-wise, when he's at the North Pole, this is pre-Operation Highjump.
Yeah.
Admiral Byrd.
So he like, I just read it like not too long ago, so it's still somewhat fresh. But like, so he pulls up, he loses control of his aircraft. The two swastika UFOs pull up, and then he loses all control, but like he's still flying. So then they land, and then that's when like these beings like super tall. What was it like super tall, fair?
They say he's like
or something.
9 feet tall.
Yeah, and then
Grays.
The Greys?
I think
Was
it's
it gray?
kind of what it come under is the grays. You know, you have reptilians and the grays. If you section aliens into two different things, it's the reptilians and the grays. It's mainly what it is.
Oh, so you're for segregation?
Yes, I will 100% segregate aliens.
Hey, that's cool.
I
with me.
respect that.
Yep, yep.
Which ones are good and which ones are bad?
They're all good, buddy. We're the bad ones.
Ooh,
Great fucking answer, dude.
damn.
So
then
he
they-
sees this 9 foot
save.
being.
He says they pull up to it was like a city made of like crystal, right? And then he gets escorted into this city, and then they get in this elevator and it goes down. And then they bring him, they say they're like taking him to here. I actually got the transcript.
You went to a galactic federation type of ordeal aboard in front of the aliens and
Like
and stuff,
Lilo and
correct?
Stitch.
He
Yeah,
basically
kind of.
Dude,
Right.
that's exactly what I was thinking when you said galactic.
and they
Intervision
bring
or
him-
whatever.
they bring him to his like their bosses, basically, like the head honcho in charge.
yeah, who's the Sith?
And
Star Wars.
Shit.
I
I forgot its name.
Senator
Palpatine.
Palpatine. Yeah, one of them.
What is that one
What does
line?
he say? What does he say? You said it
It's
before.
like kill him. Or
It's Galactic Federation.
what's the one meme? It's like get him or kill him. You know what I'm talking? You know, do it.
Wasn't it?
Yes. Do it.
Do it now.
Do it. So he meets Emperor Palpatine.
And yeah, that's when he says like, we didn't really give a shit about you guys till you started dropping nukes.
Yes,
And yeah. Let's see.
So they, like, in this journal, they say,
We have
okay, so
we
Byrd
have-
says they knew about the existence, essentially, of our civilization
they've been keeping an eye.
For a very long time.
for a very long time, but they didn't care until we started dropping bombs on each other.
Right. And like
Nuclear bombs, specifically.
and they have and that's what he goes to describe is that like, they just kind of kept to themselves. They're obviously way more advanced than we are. And they refer to themselves as the inner world. The inner world of the earth, we shall not delay your mission, and you will be safely escorted back to the surface and for a distance beyond. But now, Admiral, I shall tell you why you have been summoned here. And then he goes on to talk about the nukes. We have never interfered before in your race's wars and barbarity, but now we must, for you have learned to tamper with a certain power that is not for man, namely of that atomic energy. And he goes on about that.
Yeah, it's pretty. So this kind of feeds into the hollow Earth theory. So to give us some feedback, I guess, in the comments if you want us to go into hollow Earth theory, because this is where the whole hollow Earth thing comes from. There is a hole at the North Pole, or a portal at the North Pole, and a portal at the South Pole, and that's how you enter the hollow Earth.
I feel like
And
saying
that's-
portal makes it seem more like a video.
Yeah. No, I get what you're
I was the
saying.
And that's
portal. I
where,
was the
like-
portal keeper. I have been the portal keeper before. The legitimate portal keeper for the Squires Catholic Church when I was probably 12.
Oh, Knights
I was,
of Columbus.
That's badass.
No, that was the pre Knights of Columbus Squires.
Oh.
I was portal keeper. I had to close all the doors before we did the meeting.
Did you get to drive the go-karts?
No.
Did you get to
I bet you took
wax
that
'em?
shit real seriously, bro.
Dude, I
Did you?
at the time I was like pumped, like I get to do something, and I was portal keeper. I made sure the doors
For
were
everyone
closed.
listening, he's got his arms crossed like a
Yeah,
bouncer.
dude.
right now.
No, because I had PTSD. I had PTSD when I went back to the portal keeper because I was like, this is what I used to do. I would stand in the corner and watch the doors while we did our secret meetings.
That's some Illuminati shit. Though,
That's
right?
actually I didn't do that at all. But that was
So I just have to say, in this whole situation, bro, I fucking believe all of it.
So I think that is the beauty. I want to just touch again. This is a conspiracy theory. This is not 100% fact. There is some facts. Operation Highjump was in fact a thing. 4,600 people were in fact sent there. There's a very big gray line and things coming out and stuff that might not be completely true, but that is the beauty of conspiracy theories. That's why I love them so much. It makes you think. It makes you
Good thought experiment.
it makes you come up with ideas, makes you come up with connections.
And if you think about it, like how little we know, like we
don't
put-
know shit
We
about
put
fuck.
people on the fucking moon, but we don't know what's at the bottom of the
we, though?
ocean.
Hey, that's the
Right.
next one, bro.
Did
Did
Kubrick? There was a Kubrick that directed it, the moon landing. Who knows? But it's like just we don't know. We don't know what's at the poles.
Yes.
Like there's very little research done on it, and there's history there. Like we haven't dug into it. Like there's like mile
You're right, and
thick
why?
sheets of
Like,
ice
it's
with
not like
land
we
underneath.
can't. It's
Right.
not like we can't. It's not like we can't.
And it's like, okay, would it be too far out of the bounds of reality to say like, could there have been civilizations before? I don't know if you guys are into Graham Hancock.
Yes,
but,
sir, dude. I've been grinding that shit.
Oh my God, he's brilliant.
I have no idea who you guys are talking about.
Oh,
so-
you
Who's
got to
Graham
get on it.
Hancock?
Yeah,
Is he a
dude.
podcaster?
He's
Who's
on
he?
Rogan all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he actually just dropped. It's actually like really good timing because like he just wrote like one of the newest Rogan episodes is with him. But
I haven't listened to a whole lot of Rogan. I actually feel like I kind of have like a sort of boycott to it where I try to stay. I don't know. I love the Theo Von episodes. I don't know. There's certain ones that I watch, but I don't just go in depth.
definitely give it a watch because like he's a lifer like in this, and like his whole thing is that like what we've been told of like how old like humans are is there's more and more data pointing to that we're actually go way back further than anything.
Well,
ever
his
thought.
big thing is the archaeologists have
Yeah.
a monopoly over the whole dating system.
Yep.
Because whatever they say, we just have to stick with.
Gotta believe it.
The status quo.
Which he believes in Atlantis. He believes that there was civilizations way before the Egyptians. Like,
And they're
he's deep.
finding shit in the Amazon, like just
oh, dude, the Amazon. They could do
Quebec
10
Tempe?
episodes on that.
There's so much shit, and it goes so wide. But just to bring it back to Antarctica and Operation Highjump,
Yes.
and everything, they talk about there is caverns underneath Antarctica, pockets of air under Antarctica.
volcanic systems with warmth.
And there's this theory that there's oases under the ice sheets. There's oases under there. And there was one thing, Fitbit. Did you guys hear the Fitbit conspiracy?
No.
So when Fitbit came out, it tracks everything you do and where you walk and everything. Well, I believe this is going to get fact checked on me. I know it. But I'm just going to throw out 2018. Fitbit released this information to the public kind of to show like a kind of a ad campaign for them. Look at all these people and what they're doing. They're so active. Well, there was maps down in Antarctica of people with Fitbits that were walking in circular shapes and in certain patterns that would show like there's a base or a community in Antarctica in places that were supposedly uninhabited.
But they were wearing a Fitbit.
But they were wearing Fitbits, and this was released. And then
shit,
and the government
bro.
told them that you have to hide this, you got to get rid of this. But people screenshotted them and have this information before it's taken down. So if you want to search up Fitbit Antarctica
Damn, bro.
conspiracy, search that up, and you can see that.
Fucking penguin stole the Fitbit,
So
dude.
my thing with this whole conspiracy is okay, so who are we? We haven't discovered much of space. We don't know we don't know a lot of space. There's galaxies upon galaxies that we've never seen.
Yes.
So who are we to say that there's not another planet that can... fuck. I need to slow down on the liquor.
Planet.
There's not another planet that can have some sort of being living there. Who are we to know that they didn't... That makes complete sense, that they were watching over us. Everything was fine. They knew about us. We drop a nuke and they're like, all right, motherfuckers.
Yeah, get
I
your
see how
shit
it is.
together.
And then if you're going to have a base anywhere, if they've been looking at us, they would obviously know to go to Antarctica.
Here's my connection, correlation thing that I connected. Why are we so adamant on exploring space when there's still parts of Earth that would be way cheaper that we have not fully explored?
Like the Amazon, bro. Antarctica, Amazon.
Mariana Trench.
The ocean. Yeah, there's so much of the ocean that's undiscovered.
That we know of.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
why are we
don't
trying-
know. We're not there.
You would think it'd be way fucking cheaper to do that than to send people into space. At least I
Or
would
to
think.
mass colonize into space.
Yeah. But that's kind of this correlation that I thought. And another one that I came up with that I have not seen anywhere else, but the whole Antarctica is a desert. And also there is, on Google Earth, people have found a pyramid shape in Antarctica. And Antarctica is a desert, and Egypt is a desert and has a pyramid.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like, and these pyramid structures are found all over the world.
It kind of ties back in
that they're this power plant and there's a conspiracy that there were a power plant and powered these certain spaceships and shit, but it's kind of like climates.
I love this shit, bro.
Oh,
it just
dude,
gets my mind going.
I know, it makes you think, dude.
Dude, can I throw some out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
So no, you're good, dude. I was riding that wave, dude. Like, hear me out, right?
I'm listening.
So, like, back to, like, Graham Hancock, like, his whole thing is that there was a series of cataclysmic events that damn near wiped out the human race. Like,
The
like-
reset button.
right, exactly. Like, and it's kind of looking like it happened more than once. Now, we all used to be one continent, and then everything broke up, and there's, like, land underneath, like, those sheets of ice and everything. Now, what if those civilizations, they either knew it was coming or prepared for it, which they have found, like, a series of, like, underground cities in Turkey called Derinkuyu, which was able to house thousands of people for weeks on end.
You
right?
just introduced this to me off air. I have never once heard anything on this, and I'm fascinated by it.
Absolutely
and I cannot
crazy.
wait to learn about it because the just what you have told me in a short period of time is incredible.
Dude, it's wild. And it's like and they found, like, they don't know exactly how old it is because, like, carbon dating, it only goes off of carbon. So, like, if it was, like, organic material, they can date it back. Well, they found artifacts back, like, in these cave systems that are, like, 3,000 years old, but they suspect that, like, that was just stuff that people brought shit down there,
Yeah.
Like, left their lunchbox or something. So it's like, like,
They were
whatever.
down there digging for treasure and left their fucking bologna
right. So
sandwich.
there's not like, okay, now are these tunnels not like living quarters?
No,
It's-
they're meant.
It's just tunnels.
No, they're meant for living. There's, like, they have it, like, sectioned off, like, stairs and cubbies and, like, literally meant to, like, house thousands of people underground.
They have condos, suites, townhomes, apartments.
They're actually they're actually a timeshare.
Yeah, yeah. So the cool part about it is that you actually own part of this,
So like,
and you get to
I'll be
choose
there.
anytime you can be there.
I'll be there during part of the natural disaster, and then you can be there the other part of the natural disaster. But we only pay for half of the natural disaster.
Absolutely brilliant.
Another
business
conspiracy theory, fucking timeshares, bullshit.
strategy. Now, what if there was a civilization that stuck with it, and it just kept on doing its thing down there?
Yeah.
So the
what if-
craziest thing is that comes to mind when you say like there potentially could be people living underground for really we don't know how long, depending on what was going on above.
At least
the
5
surface.
years. At least 5
So
years.
like
There's 7.
you live how long without getting any vitamin D naturally from the sun? You live underground, no sunlight. Eye picture, pale, maybe even gray. maybe even lizard-like people that
pigment.
start to develop. So, I mean, hey,
Gotta get a point,
lizard
man.
people?
Yeah. Because one thing we do know, can we all communitively agree evolution is a thing?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Word.
So you evolve, you adapt to your climate. When you're underground, you're
Look at
gonna
the
adapt to
Galapagos
it.
Islands.
And if they had the tech to build the pyramids back then, they knew what they're doing.
There's
Like,
something going on. I'm
if
not
they
convinced by the pyramids. It's fucked.
dude, and if they stuck, if they stuck with their knowledge of that tech and kept advancing that, it's like, dude, there's no doubt that they would have craft by now.
So one thing we were talking about right after the pyramids episode that I thought about is like, okay, if the Egyptians were such an advanced civilization to be able to have all these skilled workers, precise measurements, all of this unbelievably efficient work, then why is the downfall of Egypt not more well documented?
It's
I
a
guess
reset button. It's a reset button.
they're all doing
that's-
cocaine.
Cody, that's a fucking great point that I never thought of, bro.
There's actually
It is well documented
throughout history.
I don't know shit about it.
No, what I'm saying is that's a great fucking point. Why do we not talk about the downfall of Egypt?
Well, because like the downfall of Rome is extremely well known.
Well,
and
think of it-
we learn off of that. And I know that's a lot more recent than the Egyptians,
Right.
But like at the same time, like, I mean, no records at all of anything happening to the point of like
What if it
mass
happened in a
extinction?
day where they
They've
didn't have
been,
time to fucking carve a goddamn asteroid into a rock to show us?
Yeah,
They had
I
other things to
suppose.
worry about.
You're right though.
Throughout
but
history,
that's what
though,
I'm saying.
is like their Christianity actually had a lot to do with it because throughout history, a lot of shit was burned.
Oh,
a lot
the
of
Dark
documents
Ages.
destroyed.
I forgot
Dark
about that.
And
Ages.
same thing with what was it like?
Because things that were considered to be blasphemous
Yep.
were just like basically destroyed.
And there was
They erased
the-
everything.
Yep, the really big one. I think it was like in goddamn what was it? Like
Wasn't that
at-
1200s was medieval?
So we talked about this before, but like basically there's this theory that we don't know what year it actually is because of the Dark Ages.
There's a whole 100 years missing. There's a whole 100 years that have nothing. That we could be 100 years off on where we're at.
I think it's more than that.
Maybe 1,000. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck it. Fact check me. You know I'm usually wrong.
Nothing really happens in 900 years, so it doesn't
it's pretty
matter.
crazy that we live in this world that has been a world for thousands, if not millions of years.
Mm-hmm.
And we just happen to be in 2022 right now.
We're completely clueless.
I mean, here's one thing that really fucks with me is that like, okay, we're in 2022 now. All of us have been alive for over 20 years.
Are we though?
Are we? I don't know.
Simulation.
So what I'm getting at is just in the 20 something years that we've all been alive, we've like everything has changed so much to the point that the way people live their lives, the way people believe things is all completely different from when we were even born.
Well,
and
for
that's
us-
just in 20 something
For
years.
us, though, dude, the internet changed things so
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
crazy.
But imagine it's not the internet, it's horses, it's cars, it's
Yeah.
just the way that you live your life. Every time there's a change, it just like drastically changes everyone's lifestyles.
But this is an insane amount in the last 100 years.
Oh, yeah.
If you compared 1700 to 1800, they wouldn't be blown away.
Yeah.
There was literally
I
You don't
completely
think
agree
so?
with that. No,
I think
I
so.
completely
17
agree
to
with what he's saying.
1800, I don't think any change.
It was much more of a gradual
yeah,
change.
because the Industrial Revolution was that not like early 1900s?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's when fucking
Power of
Ford
capitalism,
started
baby.
ripping shit out.
That's when
Well, it
shit
was-
started taking off. Or else it was
Shout out
literally
Gav.
Once the the Declaration of Independence was signed, like no bullshit, dude. Like after that, like opening up free market because it was a brand new like idea of how to construct a society,
right.
and that I think that had a lot to contribute to it too. Like it can't be ignored, you know.
So I'm sorry. Since you brought up signing the Declaration of Independence, it made me think of Benjamin Franklin. And I think we have to do our next episode on him.
Dude, that guy's
'Cause
a
there's
player,
some
bro.
Shit, dude. Well, did you hear about all the bodies they found in his fucking home he owned?
No,
and had?
that's a conspiracy. That is
No,
a conspiracy.
it is not a conspiracy.
I will
They
not take
found
your
bodies
They have, but you want to? I can go into this right now.
And
I do know
they
Benjamin Franklin's
dated.
shit.
They
I know
dated
my
these
shit.
bodies to Benjamin Franklin's time.
But he was in America, and they leased his house. And
He
at the
was
time,
not in there
grave
the-
robbing was known at the time as a common
All right.
practice because you could not study.
So
medical
he did
stuff.
have a partner that lived
I
in
know-
his basement.
I do know Benjamin
Listen,
Franklin.
Hell yeah.
you know what?
You were
know.
focused,
Let's save it.
dude.
We're deep.
Let's save
Like
it
you're
because
Antarctica
this
to
is a
Ben
whole conspiracy
Bring it
itself.
back.
Let's save it.
All right, let's bring it back.
It is.
So-
Yeah, you're right.
As you
So
can
we-
tell, I like my shit.
So we already went over the exploration itself, Operation Highjump.
Yes.
We went over on how Admiral Byrd.
Which was extremely short, and we don't really know much about it. That's why there's really not a lot of information on
But
it.
soon it will. There was one. I really wish I could remember exactly what it was, but there was one interview that I listened to of a guy that interviewed another guy, and he was on his deathbed, kind of did not want his name out until he passed away, didn't want anything released, but he told his whole story about his accounts of the operation and everything. So I feel like maybe some things will surface, maybe they'll get buried. Who knows? It's
up in the air.
It's hard. It's hard. Nothing. We can't trust really anything. That's the sad part. You can't trust anything nowadays.
So I guess to wrap the segment up in general, what do you guys think?
I think we should go down there.
I would
On tapping the
love
sticks,
to.
Antarctica.
I would love to. Could you imagine? I don't know what hoops you'd have to. I would imagine it would have to be
Just
insane
Google it.
hoops.
How can I go to Antarctica?
Dude, I bet if you just,
I think you would
Play the
have to be
cards, right?
devoted enough to go there for like a year because you would need the scientific visa, whatever the hell it is, to allow you to go there.
right, I bet you could
And they're
bullshit
probably
your
going to be
way
like,
through, though.
yeah, but I think you would have to be so dedicated enough that you're going to spend like half a fucking year or something.
Mr.
down
Beast was actually supposed to go there to film
Yup.
a video, and then like it's the week they're supposed to go
Really?
there.
Yep.
All the scientists came down with COVID.
there. I never heard about that.
Yeah.
That's
To be its
crazy.
own
And they
thing
actually
itself.
they spent like a lot of time and money into that too, like getting that set up.
And how the fuck would scientists in Antarctica get COVID?
Dude,
You would think they'd be tight as hell
People
about that.
coming in.
How would COVID get down there?
That's what I'm
I
saying,
don't think
bro.
people just get in. Like, I feel like they would have tested for COVID pretty hardcore. You know what I mean? How the fuck would COVID get down there? How would COVID get down there?
Maybe it was in that Fitbit
there's a lot of
box.
mysteries for us to hit, brother.
Yeah.
Lucky for us.
Maybe they have a small town restaurant down there, and that's how they got
They had their bars open past 9
That's
o'clock.
where I get all of my diseases.
it. Yeah. Well, that's the problem, and that's the thing, and maybe we can do a part 2 on it because there's so much
There's so
random
much.
shit that's tied
On
into
what?
this.
Antarctica?
On Antarctica in general.
I like Antarctica a lot.
So Nazis, aliens, there's so much more, and
So-
it's so hard to go into all of the different facets because it leads you down so many different rabbit holes.
And it's all intertwined with like other like conspiracies too. Like everything kind of shares like some common themes here and there, and it's hard to go into one without getting your feet wet.
You go into so many. It's a domino effect of just everything. And that's the crazy part is because everything intertwines and connects together. So it leads you down a rabbit hole because there's so many things that connect. And that just makes you think more that it could be real. So my closing thoughts are, my big one that I want to say is shout out and thank you to Colton Hecht, correct?
Yep.
He has been commenting on our videos for us to touch on Operation Highjump.
Twice I've seen it that
Yeah.
he's been on our ass about it.
And yeah, and I didn't know anything about this.
I'd never heard about it
no,
until
I didn't know
seen
anything about this. I knew about
Dude, I love it.
Antarctica.
It's my favorite.
I knew
So
about the
far,
pyramid
out of
game
all
here.
the conspiracy theories I've gone through,
I just like it because there's not a lot on it.
Yeah.
no.
no,
It's
and
so
people
up in
have.
the air.
Dude, I went on YouTube. There is not shit.
There's not very
the only
much.
thing they show is people just playing the old documentary that aired.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the problem is I listened to like 5 different things on it, and most of them all said different shit. So like it's fun because it's so mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is fun. It is a blast. It makes you think, and look at how much we have talked and expanded on just a crazy concept. And I think there's no way that we understand exactly what's going on in this world. I think there's so much deeper than what we perceive.
I want to give a
Absolutely
shout
not.
out to Sam Tripoli.
Tripoli?
Tripoli, I want to
Does he
say.
make sausage?
Tripoli?
He
Does he pick up
talked
cars?
about it on Rogan,
Oh,
and
okay.
this is where I became
Oh, yeah.
obsessed with it.
I thought it was going to be like your friend or something.
So he was the one that inspired me for this whole.
Is that
this
the one
whole
that you sent to us
conspiracy.
when
Yep.
this started? Okay. You seem like a good guy.
That's one of the first ones that pops up on YouTube when you look up Antarctica.
I would love to sit and talk with him about
Sam
it.
Tripoli.
Oh yeah, dude, because he seemed well versed in it. Like surprisingly, like knew a lot.
He was hyped.
And he kept saying, "You want me to get weird? You want me?" I was hoping to God he would.
Dude,
Yeah. It's incredible. I love getting weird. I want to get
All
weirder.
right, I need
every
another
day.
beer. All right, boys and girls, let's get serious real quick. This episode is brought to you by Unlimited Masonry. If you need new brick, new stone, brick repair, stone repair, concrete, chimney repair, give us
Bar.
a call. The fuck was that?
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that, but I just. Well, they built this for us.
Let's back to the episode.
I do like that, actually. That would be funny as fuck.
that?
Because I got all the points across.
You did. All right, we are back from a bathroom break. Absolutely revitalizing situation. Really brought us back to reality. I feel so empty inside. I was so full of aggression and conspiracy and thoughts and piss. And now I have one less of those things. So coming back here, Cody's birthday was right before Halloween, and I had this incredible gift picked out for him. It didn't work out for our recording, and I just wanted to give this gift to you on air because it's so meaningful and has a lot of deep meaning to it.
Okay.
So
You're a good guy.
there's two things that I know about Cody that I want to help him with in life, okay? I want to help him. I want to help him be a better person because, Cody, you are my best friend, all right?
Thank you.
Cool.
That is true. We'll get into
Sam's
that later.
pissed.
Well, he wants to get into Benjamin Franklin.
Hope the rest of the
so-
pod goes good.
Yeah. So I want to help you grow as a person. So I bought something. I have not bought something from the store since System of a Down Toxicity album came out. My first ever album I ever bought. Barnes and Noble. Shouts out. I bought books. I've never bought books there before. But I bought 2 books for you to help you be a better person, okay? So my first book is I got TikTok for Dummies because I know you need
Nice.
help.
Good
I know-
choice.
I know you need help. Maybe you can figure out how to use TikTok.
Look how
Hey,
skinny that book
We
is.
could really use a new guy.
Yeah.
It's a pretty skinny book, but I think that there's a lot of really good reading material in here
Okay.
and could make you a better person.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
You could learn a lot.
Thank you.
And there's one other thing about Cody that what would you think, Sam, is the biggest flaw about Cody?
Well, I would say Cody's racist. He's sexist. I would say Cody likes to go
funny.
back on his word. He's
Here's
a
the
liar.
thing. Here's the thing, Sam.
That's funny because I think my grandparents would also say that exact same thing about me.
Here's the thing.
And you know that's the whole reason you brought me on is the PR from the last episode. You had to bring a Jew on.
Yeah.
So
curly headed fuck. So here's how you know that.
Wait.
Sam,
What was that? What'd you call him?
I called him a curly headed fuck. So I said, here's how you know Sam is also a phenomenal friend of Cody's, because what was the first thing that you said, Sam? That is the worst thing about him.
Racist.
So that's why I got you a book, because you were having a child here
Okay.
shortly. You were having a child
in the studio.
I got you a book on parenting, raising anti-racist children.
That's
So
what
this-
a cause, brother.
Yes, because I know that is a big problem for you. So I want
Big
I
problem.
want
I've been
to-
worried about Cody's child.
I want to help you. This is one. So I knew the TikTok one. You're probably not going to read that, but I really hope you read this one, because you're gonna
not gonna read this.
I think you might really want to take a look through that
put
one.
put that one. That's one when you have Christmas this year. Just put it on your coffee table, like
that would actually
like
be
it's like
funny.
a common reading gift or something.
Maybe you and Lincoln could read it together.
Well, I think
Maybe
you
you
need to
could
read
learn
it.
a couple.
You
Raising
need to read.
anti-racist children, a practical parenting guide. Nice, thank you. I appreciate the gift.
I know you don't.
This is
but-
actually a thick book, honestly. How
especially
many
compared to
pages
the
are in
TikTok.
this?
Hey, for you, it should be double as thick, brother.
So I want to just be clear.
305.
I was looking for a social media for dummies book, And then I was looking for a PowerPoint for Dummies book, and I couldn't get PowerPoint because I knew Cody has problems with PowerPoint. But I was at Barnes and Noble for a long time looking for these fucking books.
Dude, this is perfect. This
Yeah.
is fucking great.
And I asked the lady, I'm like, "Do you have a parenting section?" And she sent me there, and I was looking through it, and I seen the raising anti-racist
Dude, that probably
children.
had
Like,
its
this is it.
own like pedestal at Barnes and Nobles.
Oh, dude, it has fill-in parts. Like, how do you define yourself?
Like ad libs.
What labels or
Yeah, I was just thinking
identities
that.
do you immediately identify as?
I don't.
This
want,
is great.
I don't want to like say I'm like making fun of it. I kind of am.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, it kind of is what.
See,
yeah.
okay,
That's a bad.
Can we
look.
be real for a second? The only reason that this is even funny in the slightest is because Cody is the most anti-racist person I've ever met, and the chances of him having a child that's even slightly racist would blow my mind.
Dude, he is so grateful you said that right now. He's so happy.
He was yearning.
someone else
He was
is on.
yearning for that.
No, PR for the win,
no,
brother.
fuck
This guy has belittled me for years. on camera, off camera. He's a racist. You're a racist. And you need this
Well,
book.
Sam, I appreciate that. Either way. I
Hey,
don't
Cody
care.
did
I got
say
nothing to
he's
lose.
homophobic on the pod one time. My social justice warrior sister brought it to my attention.
All I know is that me and I know it's gonna get bleeped out, but
It's time to transition into a Q&A with the boys.
yeah, so a new section that we just brought up. So if you do not follow our Snapchat on Tap Official, we asked for Q&As on there, correct?
Correct.
And that's where we got these questions from our listeners. Thank you so much for following the On Tap Official Snapchat account and for giving us these questions. So Sam, go on in.
So for our first question, we're going to go with... So this one, it might take me a little bit to explain.
Okay.
So the question is, if you won the $2 billion Powerball,
Okay.
what would you do with the money? And it also notes, none of that I'd pay my bills and make sure my parents are set for life bullshit. Just straight enjoyment, selfish buy. So, Bodie, let's start with you.
Well,
So, wait, we're talking the day that shit hits, the day you fucking bring your ticket in and it hits
the
your
same
account.
day.
Yeah.
Like, it hits your account, you're fucking, like, you have $2 billion in your account right now.
Dude, like
straight up
What
F
would
you
you-
money.
Actually,
What would you do?
900 million. That's what it came out to after taxes.
Okay, 900 million.
The cash out
is
option was 900
deposited into your account
dude,
today.
on the spot. I don't know what I do, but I heard one of the best all-time answers to this question I've heard
God.
from someone that I work with just fairly recently. He said, "You know, if I," he was kind of a drunk too when he said it.
Hell yeah.
He said, "You know, if I won it, I would hire a guy full time just to follow my old boss around and go fuck you,
I love the slur.
fuck you."
I love the slur.
And then I build a house with a moat, and I just stand guard by it all day. And I was like, dude, there's so much brilliance in this plan.
And the only person allowed in the drawbridge is a Ron Diaz semi. That is phenomenal.
And
I love that.
I
OG.
thought that was pretty brilliant. I really like that castle with the moat idea too.
Yeah,
That is a good idea.
I did think about this. I actually probably thought about this a lot more than a normal person would before you even brought this question to me. So I think first things I would do, I wouldn't tell anybody. I would try to be as anonymous as possible because it would ruin your fucking life.
It was actually just a couple years ago, Minnesota passed a law where you can be anonymous.
You can be now. It's a couple years ago. They made it.
There's a
it
few
was
states where you
19.
have to announce it.
Yep.
Yes, and
It used to be
Minnesota
like
used to
that.
be one of them.
Yeah.
Until like 2019, when it started getting huge. But because here's the problem with the lottery, you win that fucker, you got all these people coming out of the woodwork looking for handouts.
Hey,
for,
bud, haven't seen you
Yeah.
since 5th grade.
Oh,
How
man,
you
dude,
doing,
I
man?
miss you, man. We should hang out, dude. You know, like these people that are like not real friends and shit.
You
know,
even have
coming
to
out.
get like insurance for ransom insurance.
No
because it's like it's such a common occurrence that like people like kidnap your wife. Or
It
something.
sucks. That sucks. That is a terrible thing to have to buy. But talk about a time where you can say, I made it. If you're at the point of your life where you have so much money and so much things that people want, that you need ransom insurance, you've made it.
You made it.
You have
Oh,
fucking
that'd be so
made it.
fun.
It's not fun. It's not fun. I'm not saying it's fun, but talk about that is like that brings you into the next bracket.
That's not what I picture success, but
Would any
I
where you're
think
coming
it's
from.
part of success.
Success comes from hard work and dedication.
or a lotto ticket?
Your dad gives you a farm and you became successful.
Would
brother.
any part of you feel? Because I thought about this one day. Like, would there be some part of you that's like, I didn't really do anything special to deserve this. Like,
nope.
Except for being
right?
lucky.
Not one
exact-
ounce.
Like, if you had that money,
It depends where it's coming from, I guess.
you know what I
But
mean?
from
If-
the lottery specifically, I'd be like, deuces.
right?
I'm
yeah.
never playing the lottery
Because
again.
there's a certain
lottery
amount.
who?
There's there's a certain amount where it's just like I don't have thoughts of that.
Dude, you hit the
Right.
mecca of gambling. How could you
Right.
ever gamble again after?
Yeah.
Like, just
I
it's
think
just
that's
a
the
tease.
problem. You chase,
Like-
you chase it. You chase that high again. Imagine that feeling.
Double it back.
Imagine that feeling. It would be insane.
There wouldn't be anything
the fucking
else.
rush of like, holy fuck, what just happened? My whole life just changed, just like that.
That was a really good.
Just because I bought some stupid fucking ticket.
Yeah,
There'd be
unreal.
nothing that could top it. That
buy a
would be
lottery ticket actually.
No,
I didn't buy any. My boss,
I meant-
dude, he was every gas station
Yeah.
on the way home. Like, so did someone actually win it? I don't even
Yeah,
know.
like California.
So the day of the drawing,
Don't fact
my
check me
boss,
on that.
my boss was going to every gas station on the freeway
Yeah.
on the way home, dude. He was fucking ready
Really?
to go.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's just a crazy thought that someone did get it. And even the gas station that sold it won $1 million.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
How does that work?
You get, it's almost like selling pull tabs. You get tips for if you sell a winner.
Really?
This gas station got $1 million for selling the winning ticket.
Damn.
So even the gas station did a press release, whole interview with the Powerball and the news about what they were going to do. They had a massive check for $1 million. They were wearing lottery shirts. Yeah, look it up.
Oh, I got merch too.
Damn.
So Cody, what would you do, brother?
I never got to mine. I
Thought you said it.
No, I went off in depthly, and then it just went off.
That was a
But
good tangent.
I was saying how deep I thought about it, but I would stay anonymous, is what I said. But then I think I would build a massive wall around my whole property, and then I would personally build a massive bunker. I would not have anybody involved in it. I would build it all myself so that nobody knows exactly where it is or what's in it. And I would build a whole bunker to myself. I would spend like 4 months and just build a fucking bunker.
So you would stay.
Yes.
You're
settle
just
in.
you're basically living your same life, except you're gonna have a badass wall and a even more badass bunker.
Dude, what
I would
kinda-
try to keep the same image. I would try to keep the same image that I have, but underneath a kick-ass fucking trap door in the woods would be something amazing.
No, that's a good idea because in our small town, information never spreads anywhere.
Yeah, it's very tight.
So it would be a
Very
secret
fucking
for-
tight.
forever.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Dude, what
But-
kind of cool shit would you throw in there? Like, said
I
you gave
would
it a lot of-
put. Oh boy. Well, I'd put a really kick-ass car. I'm trying to think of what my not.
dude, you
even
could put a
car.
whole racetrack underground with them.
Honda Civic.
I would do a 1994 Honda Civic DX, completely brand new, like just refurbished, mint condition. Because that was my first ever car, and that car was incredible.
You get a
And
fleet
just
of 'em.
Gave me so much fun. So much fun. I beat the fuck out of that thing.
Yeah,
I blew it up.
that is really cool. Honestly,
Yeah,
that
okay,
would,
go
that
ahead.
would be sweet.
Go ahead.
But imagine the fun of absolutely self-destructing and spending all the money on drugs and
So
the worst possible.
So
things
you're
you can
going with the stereotypical most answered thing: hookers and blow. That's what you're doing.
Well, it's part of it.
I don't like either one of those things. So I'm going to say everything else, but similar categories.
So that's just you're just gonna go fucking
That's it.
wild.
Honestly,
probably OD.
anything that any of my friends want.
What are the okay? You go, Sam, and then I got a question.
Mine's simple as
I
fuck.
got a question.
So I'm just gonna go with the day of the money hitting my account. First things first, I'm calling MSP. Is that how do you say the
Minneapolis
airport?
The airport, yeah, MSP.
I'm calling them up.
St. Paul.
I'm getting a private plane.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
I actually
going-
got a buddy that sells planes.
I'm going straight to Vegas.
Dude, all customed out to it.
I'm hitting up Mason Knox.
Dude,
I'm
honestly,
I'm bringing all the homies. Anybody that can make it, they're coming.
I met that guy once. I support your decision of hooking Mason up and living.
I'm going to Vegas. I'm getting the penthouse in Caesar's Palace.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to buy at least 10 plus hookers for my boys.
Well,
I'm going to
10 each?
bottle service, everything. Everything, when you see the movies about people going to Vegas and living it up or whatever,
yeah.
that is going to be what I do. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm going to live the night of my life. It's going to be a night to write a whole movie about.
Okay.
All the boys are going to have the night of their life. Mm-hmm. Probably only spend $1 million on this night.
Dude, that's the thing.
You're
wouldn't
gonna
a
steal
dent.
my idea.
I like that. The one night, like narrowing everything down into
Oh,
one night.
so that's the thing is that first night that I have the money is going to be a night I will never forget. I will be doing every drug I possibly can. I'll be fucking as many hookers as I possibly can. I'll be in a penthouse. I'll be sleeping in some sets.
It seems bad, but at least you're
Fucking
honest, honestly.
silk sheets.
And you wouldn't
know?
even make a dent. And
Yeah.
here's the thing. We're not even asking you what you're going to do after that night, because my question is, and I think it was just answered, who do you think would live the longest after winning?
Oh,
Like,
out of all
because-
four of us here?
Not me.
I think
me.
Sam just answered. Sam would probably be the first person.
That was
You
the-
win. Sam would be the first person to die.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
just because of living. So you're gonna have to set up a will. Schedule in 15 minutes to make sure you know where
Dude,
this money's
my
going.
family is going to be so set up, I won't even
Yeah.
need a will.
You'd be like-
I'll probably give it to something cool like
Record a video when you're just blasted.
Operation Highjump
Yeah.
research.
Record a will video, just blasted with 10 hookers around you. Just, I just wanted to say, if I die.
And I want it played on the podcast.
Okay.
Want
the,
it
wi-
live.
The will reading, what's that called? There's a special name when the will is read.
I'll look it up.
But when it's read, that'll be on the podcast, is when Sam's will's read. What a dismal thing to talk about.
Okay.
What a dismal thing. What a dismal time if we actually have to do that. But hey, here's
Hey,
the deal. You're
Evan
here for
King-
the content, obviously. Yeah,
Evan King,
okay, he's
great
in.
question.
Oh, that was from Evan. Nice.
He brought a lot.
Shout
he
out.
brought a lot to it.
This hat's from him. Yep, this hat's from him. Thank you, Evan.
So this question, this
had a
one's a
feeling.
little simpler. Which side of the armrest is yours in the theater/cinema?
Left.
I completely disagree.
It all depends on who's next to you.
No. Dumb as fuck. So I went to the theater yesterday, and I'll tell you what, it's 100% the right.
Okay, which one are we talking about? Are we talking about AMC, where it's they
Any
give
of
you
them,
the
it's
sofa?
all right. It's your right arm.
Okay, so what
That
if
is
you're
your-
on the very left side of a road? That one on your left, you just can't use that? Or what? Then what?
Damn, bro, you just
Doesn't make
blew up my
sense.
whole shit. You're
doesn't
right.
make
It is the
sense.
left. Fuck, kill me.
But then if you're on the far right of an other
Then you
row,
get
then you get the
both.
right.
Both.
So why can't it just be?
Fuck.
Why can't it just be situational?
Wait, you would.
I would be down for both.
If you were
I
at the
think
end of the
both.
row, you would get both.
Yeah.
Because technically the guy next to you should get a left.
I think you
somebody's
get
gonna
both no matter what. Why can't you just share half an armrest?
Here's the
I
deal.
don't-
Here's
Because
the deal.
don't some theaters like have the double armrest? Like I'm
They do.
fairly certain that the AMC,
but not Hinkley Grand Cinema.
That sounds boring.
Well, that's what part of the lotto money go to. Some more armrests in that bitch.
Less armrests. I say one big ass couch
That's dude.
big
That's
ass
thinking.
and make everybody sit together.
Hell yeah!
Hammock.
Is there
15
do you have
pull-out
another-
couches.
Another question on there. Sam?
So
Uh,
how many do you have?
but no,
total?
I wanted to say I think that it all comes down to if you're with your boys or if you're with a girl. Because if you're going there with a girl, then obviously the armrest between you two is not used. You're gonna be like
True, you got
holding
that
hands
bitch
or some
up.
You
shit.
sick.
Or you're like, or you're going the old yawn trick, or over the top, and then you're
yeah, it
using the outside.
basically, if you have a date and you use that armrest, you're a pussy.
Yeah, 100%. I actually did that with Cody's ex-girlfriend. I went out to a movie with Cody's ex-girlfriend. And I was too scared to
Really?
pull the armrest up. Yeah.
Damn,
Really? I don't remember
savage.
I don't remember
With that, let's go into the next question. And this one comes from Kyle Sim. So I'm sure you can imagine this is a good question.
Oh, dude, Kyle hits it.
Kyle the beer lady.
Would you rather sit on a cake and eat a dick or sit on a dick and eat a cake?
Oh my God, that's such a good question.
I'll start this one out. This is very simple for me. So personally, I'm not a cake guy. But if I had to choose, I'm sitting on a dick and eating a cake. Because you bet your ass I ain't sitting on no cake and sucking no dick.
He didn't say suck a dick. He said eat a dick. So I feel like you could maybe to come into me.
I think that sounds even grosser, bro.
To what into you? To what into you?
That
What are you
wasn't
talking
an
about?
option.
That wasn't even on the thing.
No, but eat a dick. I think you could do like some cannibalistic shit. Oh, just like cook it up, saute that
Right.
shit. You know, like they sell tiger penis.
And
So
what?
you're-
What
so you're
is
sitting
it?
on cake.
What
is
if it's?
you're saying.
It could be whale dick though. It could be. It didn't specify what dick.
It didn't say what kind of dick. It did not say what kind of dick.
See, I feel like
For sake of the argument, let's say human.
I feel like it's a pretty fill in the blank.
Yeah.
It's implied that it's human, that it's a man.
So
Then
what
I'm
are you
gonna
doing,
go
bro? You sucking dick or you sitting on it?
I think I'm going to try to keep my butthole as much of an exit as possible. And I'm going to go for the eat a dick. And I'm going to
But you still have
but
to
not
put cake
It'd
up
be
there.
a comfy seat.
No, it's not put cake up there. It's sit on a cake.
Like literally.
Is it not sit on a cake?
Yeah, you're just
So
sitting
then you
on it.
don't have to put a dick in your butt then.
But you have
you
to
would
suck
just-
one.
Oh, so you're saying
know what I'm
just
saying?
sit? You could just sit on a flaccid penis.
Right.
Wow, that changed my thoughts a lot. Well, then I guess I would. If it could be a flaccid penis and to sit on it, if you're just gonna bend the rules, I guess that.
No, there's
totally
no rule bend.
I
It's
think
like
that
sitting on
defeats the
old
whole-
Papa's lap back in the day, eating your cake at your birthday or something.
You're like, I've
You
already
have-
done that.
We have
I've already
all-
done
we've-
that.
we've
Wait,
all
wait, this
actually
isn't
done this.
weird?
We've all done this.
We've already all answered the question, Kyle. On to the next one.
So for our next question, let's just take the four of us
Thank
for
you,
this.
Kyle.
It was originally for the three of us, but we'll wrap Bodie in.
Oh, thanks, man.
So we're all stuck on an elevator for 6 hours. We have 48 bush lights.
Okay.
We're stuck there for 6 hours. Who is the first person to pee in the corner and establish the piss corner?
It's my corner. I'm pissing first.
I think
Marking my territory.
I would say. I think I'd be fine. I got one hell of a bladder.
I think
can
I'm
hold-
for sure the
we-
person to establish the piss corner.
Yeah,
bro.
I think we just established that I can hold my piss because I was pissing. Cody came and pissed between my legs, and I was still pissing when Cody was done. So I think we can. I got.
Yeah,
a
that
bigger
was
bladder.
impressive. He cut midstream.
I have a
too.
bigger bladder, bud. I'd win.
I don't know, I feel like you could peel open
Probably.
the doors or something. Can you do that? Piss out the shaft?
I think you could.
Isn't that what you always do?
Yeah, always.
Piss on the shaft. Yeah.
So for our final question, to wrap up the show, does anyone have any big plans for the year, either for the show or for you personally?
Jesus Christ! Did Ellen ask that? What the fuck was kind of question is that?
Ellen DeGeneres?
Yeah.
No, it was not. It was actually a longtime fan that's very dedicated to the show.
Oh, I feel bad now.
Frequently Snapchats us
I feel
and
bad.
likes our posts. So
Sorry.
you'll know who you are.
I'm sorry.
Disrespected by him.
All right, give me the
New
smelling
favorite.
salts. Give me the smelling
Give
salts.
me the smelling salts.
I think you got to take a little sip. Of
I'm gonna
moonshine
say,
for
as
him,
far
too.
as the pod goes,
Dude,
I think we're gonna switch some shit up. We gotta.
For
We're gonna
sure.
spice it up in the next couple weeks. Bodie's on board. Bodie actually made an office in the studio here.
Dude, I love my closet.
So
We have a community now.
so Bodie, Sam, and me all have offices in here. When Tyler's laid off, Tyler's
Where's my
Tyler's-
office at?
Tyler's
Tell me where my office is
basically
at.
going to have
Right
an
here,
office
brother.
sitting on the movie theater chairs that we have in the living room out here.
I could just turn on snowmobile videos and that'll be my office.
Exactly.
studying.
So
With-
it'll be a big winter. We got a lot of shit coming up.
with
we got
100% like seriousness, I can, cause like be doing a hella merch,
hella merch.
merch, skits, people on the street. Who knows what's gonna happen? The
Racism.
pod. We're messing around with an idea for a new pod
A new
once a month.
podcast. New podcast. It's in the works. Let's put it out there so that there's pressure.
Should
You
I
gotta
say the
make-
name?
Do you have the name? You have the
Say the
name.
name. Don't say the
That's
name.
not the name.
Don't say the name.
Not the name.
It's not ready to go yet.
No, you need pressure.
No.
You need pressure.
No pressure.
When's it coming out?
No pressure.
When's the first episode released?
I have a guest that we could get on as soon as next week. So if you stuck with us this far,
Spoiler alert.
Cody's giving the no signal.
Spoiler alert. New podcast. I'm not on it. I know all
Tyler's
the
on it.
I know all the listeners are going to be so pissed off. They're going to be like, I don't even know if I want to listen to it. Tyler's not on it, but I just want to let you guys know.
I don't even know what you're talking about, bro.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
I'm fucking off the sauce, brother.
Yeah.
Shout out Cody
Hey,
Ray.
I want a big shout out Cody Ray. Let's do that. And thank you all the listeners. Follow us on subscribe to us on YouTube, like the video, comment on Facebook, share with your friends. It's the easiest way that we can grow. Thank you so much for making it this far in the episode. We appreciate every single one of you, and follow us on this journey because
For my personal friends, I am so sick and tired of hitting you up every time we drop a clip saying like, comment, and share. So will you please just do it ahead of time? I'd really appreciate it.
It's not about being reactive. It's about being proactive. That was the wrong button.
I still fucked with it, though.
I was looking for the outro.
I like it.
Okay, damn it. Well, set that up again, Sam. Set it up again.
What up?
Thanks for listening to On Tap with the Boys. Be sure to follow us on social media and stay updated. Tune in next week for another episode about Tyler's problems.
Tyler Smells.
I wanted to do another shout out to Sam about you came into the group chat saying, let's bring it back. Let's bring in some old energy. Let's drink before. Let's get drunk. I want to say thank you, Sam, because I had a blast. I'm fucking drunk.
Yep. Also, I failed
good?
No Nut November.
Oh, are you still doing? You failed? Oh,
Dude.
the one and only.